Ready for competition.
Finish the routine how many hours before? 2 hours before.
I just need some space. Space. I just need some space. Space.
Hello, Dietrich. How does it feel? 2 weeks, second place.
Feels great. Couldn't gone any better. Super proud of the team.
Well, should I look at you or the camera or just wherever?
Loud and clear? Can I sit like this or should I sit up?
Explain Blackout in one word.
Blackout in one word.
I heard you ask Eric this. This is a difficult one.
It's hard to sum everybody up in one word, the whole team in one word. I would like to use two. I would like to use hardworking and good vibes, because that's what we bring, baby. And that's what we do. We work hard, we work our asses off.
Transparency.
Several words come to mind though, like that would be associated with Blackout, like journey or togetherness.
Or transparent. Yeah, that's the word. There's no like hidden stuff. There's no like, no one's trying to act any way that they're not. The opposite of fake. There you go. Real. Yeah, so to me that's transparency, you know? You're not coming in with any facade. Yeah, there's like no ego. You can talk to anyone about anything.
I think like the best word would be just team. It's generic, I know, and a lot of people use that, but for me, Blackout is very special because Blackout is a type of team that I think a team should be. I've been around a lot of different teams in my career, and yeah, Blackout is different. Blackout is the type of team I always wished I could be a part of. So I think team is a good word.
What makes Blackout different from those other teams?
I would say there's a lot of things that makes them different. Them and the environment as a whole. Environment meaning the dynamic between us, the coaches, and the athletes. From my perspective, it's like I'm training with friends, but the overarching goal is their needs and helping them achieve their goals. That they really like, that they feel like they get treated as individuals, and the only time it comes up that we're a team is in team talks. So when people are being talked to one-on-one, it's not blah, blah, for you, for the team, for the team, for the team. It's always for you, for your future, whether you stay on this team or don't.
One of the special things is that Blackout itself is a very new team. It didn't exist a few years ago.
Most of the athletes on the other teams that we're trying to take over, basically, I would say the athletes have been competing for over 3+ years. And our athletes, most of them have either retired from cheer and come back to cheer, or have just started cheering maybe 2 seasons ago. So they're still learning and gaining the experience of competition and just learning to be in their zone when they're on the competition mat.
Most of the athletes on it also didn't know about cheerleading a few years ago. So we literally started from scratch. It's easy to forget how little experience we have on Blackout. If you took all the athletes on Blackout and you counted up all the years of cheerleading experience they have, and you added that up, like the number we would reach at Blackout probably wouldn't even be halfway up compared to the teams we're competing against. Most of the main bases on Blackout has only done cheer for 2 to 3 years. And I think the average is way higher on other teams.
What facilities are we using to train right now?
This is actually a school. So we're in the basement of I think it's an elementary school. So this is just a gym where kids, what do they do here? I guess they play football, climb ropes, do PE, yeah? And we just lay out some naked floors. So for reference, this is called dead mat. So there's nothing bouncy about it. It absorbs a tiny bit, so we got that going for us. So we got some ancient mats that have been passed down from generation to generation. I'm just kidding, I have no idea. Probably here before I got here. And a bunch of thin air floors to make up for the lack of anything that's bouncy, like no trampolines. So we do what we can. And we get some parents who can sometimes donate stuff, but again, we're at the mercy of donations.
What's the one thing to you that you wish Blackout had?
It's actually called the. You can remove some of the forces on people so that they're like removing the discomfort that would get in the way of them learning. So you can take someone who thought, I would never be able to even rotate in the air. Remove any possible danger and get them to experience the feeling that would normally take them months to achieve. The amount of time it took me to get that feeling was, took forever. I can't even imagine being able to give someone that in like a day. Like they walk in the door and you like kind of fulfill that dream in a day. I was gonna say sheep.
I would love to take you over to our chart. We have a chart where we...
Cut to the chart.
Okay, we'll cut to the chart, okay. But basically the chart it's our team values, and these are values that everybody on the team decides upon what we want to have and what we want Blackout to represent and stand for. And after everybody agrees on it, each individual athlete is supposed to hold each other accountable to those values. So for example, if hardworking is one of those values, and we have a practice where some people don't look like they're working hard, you know, an athlete can come up to you and say, do you feel like you're working hard or you're working at your best today? Call them out on it, and some people will say, no, thank you, and I'll put my efforts in it harder or better.
You can see that athletes are fighting hard not only for themselves or for like the name of the team or like the club, but the people next to them. I think people feel comfortable going to competition because they know that regardless of how they do, they'll still have the support and love of the athletes next to them. Oftentimes, people tend to care more about the result than who's getting that result. So there's a lot of different things you can see other teams doing, like switching out athletes right before, or just how they react to athletes after the competition. And that can create a sense of fear if they feel like if they do badly, they will get punished or treated differently. But on Blackout, I think everyone is very secure that we go onto the mat together and we leave the mat together, and whatever happens, happens. We'll still be equally supportive and love each other just as much as we did before we went on the mat.
Run me through what happened at Nationals last year. Could you tell me the experiences? How was the prep time? How were the athletes during the time? What happened the day before NM, things like that. So could you run me through?
Are you talking about NM or
Sorry, sorry.
Norwegian Open?
Norwegian Open, sorry.
Yeah, I figured because Norwegian Open was was crazy. To start off with, the plan of the team wasn't to compete at Norwegian Open at all. Like we had a season plan set. We're gonna work on like building the team, building our skills, and then we're gonna show up at Winter Open to get competition experience and start the build up for NM. But we found out that we were in contention to win something called European Cheer League. So basically we get ranking points from entering different competitions, and we were one of the top teams there. So we found out if we compete at Norwegian Open, then we are very likely to win European Cheer League and thereby qualify for Europeans. However, we only found that out 3 weeks before the competition, which was several weeks after the deadline for entering the competition. So we had to even check, like, is it even possible for us to enter this competition because the deadline is passed? And they weren't happy, but they allowed us to compete. So, all right, that's step one, great. But now we have 3 weeks to make a full routine, and we hadn't even started. We didn't have a single count or position or anything. We didn't have a routine at all. So now we have to build a routine, rehearse it, and get competition ready in 3 weeks, which is like unheard of. But it went really well. We worked really hard. I think the team came together and worked efficiently. We got a routine in place. Everything felt like, all right, shit, we're actually nailing this. Then last week, then we got several bad injuries. We got Chris that hurt his thumb badly on the last practice. So bad that he was put in a cast. So basically we knew that he was out. And then we had Håkon that injured his collarbone. So he was very uncertain, to say the least. Since we lost Chris and we didn't have any reserves either, we knew that we had to make a lot of changes in the routine. We didn't have any more time. So we decided to go to our gym on the way to competition. So yeah, we went in and then we had basically 1.5 hour-ish to figure out everything we needed to figure out, change the routine, learn the new counts, figure out everything, and then go from the gym directly into warm-up. So it was rushed, stressful, but we got there. We got second place. And we did a really good routine as well, and we performed well. So I was really happy because we had already prepped the team and saying, all right, normally you don't do all of this shit in 3 weeks, and you definitely don't change the routine, the number of athletes on the mat the day of competition. So our goal was just to compete and just get experience and show a solid routine.
In a perfect world, where does Blackout have the potential to go?
First place worlds. Let's fucking go.
Okay.
That's right. That's how much faith I got in my peeps.
Let's say you took the same individuals and put them in a state-of-the-art facility, or even just the type of stuff that's standard in the US, sky's the limit, because the mentality is there, the effort is there, the heart is there, but you still have to work to the level of the constraints that the environment puts on you. So it could go as far as they want to go. Just have to you just have to train very smart to be able to.
So is Blackout considered an underdog?
Yes,
Okay.
I would say so.
Do you think that this would be a beautiful underdog story if we place at nationals or Europeans?
Hell yes. Hell yes. I think this would be a hell of a story, and it's already been a hell of a journey for us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's some type of stuff they would make a movie about, you know, where they say like, these are some strangers that were like put together. They didn't know each other.
We have so many other like challenges as well, like with injuries and the stuff that happened in the Norwegian Open. It's just like, I've been thinking that so many times throughout the season that like, yo, you can't make this up.
Like the things that we have already accomplished at the stage we've accomplished, I think it's incredible. I don't think there's been any team to go from where we started to where we are now within the duration of time that we've done this in. So already I think we're breaking records.
Some of them had experiences which would give them an idea of what it might be like, and it was our goal to totally deviate from that. And we've gotten some nice feedback on the appreciation of what that's like, being on a team that's so different from the teams they've been on before. Documenting and sharing that experience and perspective, I think would open the eyes of other practitioners to think like, oh, so you can have this. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can be somewhere where you feel like home without the uphill battle to get to that feeling. It can start like that and stay like that and lead to success.
Even though like we got hurdles and challenges thrown our way and injuries and all kinds of shit like we did at Norwegian Open, we still somehow find a way to like pull together and make it through it and still get a great experience. And for now, that has been the pattern, and I'm hoping that will continue.
All right. And we're good. Those are really great answers, Didi.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's recording. It's recording.
Oh, see,